G'day guys, welcome to another episode of Depot Adventures. My name is Hugo and I'm a tour guide here in Melbourne, Australia. Today, I wanted to give you some advice. Australians have a pretty interesting way of speaking. So today we're going to learn some Australian lingo, some Australian slang to get you through your visit down under. Or perhaps you just want to learn more about the funny way we talk here. Now, the first thing to know about Australians is we have a very broad, sometimes referred to as an ochre accent. Now, my mother was a school teacher, so she brought me up to speak properly and not like the Australian quintessential strine accent. That is where the vowels are shortened and flattened. So an A, for example, in Australia often comes out as A, B. A great example of this is from the US. You might have your cows in a barn. In Australia, that would be a barn. See? Short and flat. Now, I don't think this is a very sexy accent, but you'd be surprised. A lot of visitors come to Australia saying they love girls with this Aussie accent. That's for them, I suppose. Now, another things Australians commonly do is to inflect upwards at the end of their sentences. It makes them sound like they're asking a question just about regular statements and comments. So Australians might say, "It's very hot out today." Well, are you asking or are you telling me? I'm not too sure. Or they might say, "I've got a lot of beers at home in the fridge." Again, I don't know if you're asking or telling me. It's this thing that Australians do that the rest of the world doesn't really understand, but it's something that we say down here anyway. Now, the other thing you have to know if you're coming here is Australians are very lazy people. We don't open our mouths and enunciate, and that's half the reason that we have the accent we do. But it drags over into the words that we speak as well. So we often shorten words. We often put an IE or an O ending on the ends of those words. A great example is tracksuit pants. That is shortened to trackies. That's what I'm wearing. Right now, I've got my trackies on. A barbecue in Australia is better known as a barbie. Exactly. It's very common as well for trades to have this shortened and IE ending. So someone who is a bricklayer is known as a brickie. Someone who is a postman or postwoman is known as a postie. A firefighter, you got it, right? Now, the other common ending is that O ending. For example, we get our alcohol at the bottle shop. You might call it a liquor store, right? But in Australia, we call that the bottle-o. Just this really kind of friendly vibe to our language. The service station is where we buy our petrol, our gas, better known here as the servo. So you might go to the bottle-o via the servo in your arvo, your afternoon. So when you come down under, make sure you're up to date with these little idiosyncrasies that we have here in Australia, because otherwise you might get caught out. There's a few other words too that mean something different down under. Thongs is a great one. Now, thongs down here are flip-flops. They're what you put on your feet. But in other parts of the world, we know that's something completely different. So if an Australian asked you to borrow your thongs, just beware, they're asking for footwear, not something else. Well, I hope you've learned something today about Australian slang and Australian vernacular. If you'd like to learn more about Australians and how we speak, there are more episodes coming to you, but you can hit the subscribe button here to learn more about Depot Adventures, about Melbourne, and some other amazing things we have coming to you. Well, see you later. I hope you've learned something, and we'll catch you next time here at Depot Adventures.